Ready. Hi, everyone. Elsie Jensen here. We are doing a recap of our campfire cooking because we had some bad signals. So I am chopping up some apples to go over here in our oatmeal. Let's take a quick peek over here. We've got our oats cooking. This was about 4 cups of milk, 2 cups of water, and a cup of cream. And then we added in 4 cups of oats and about 2 teaspoons of salt. And you can see it's starting to soften up and pick up, getting those thicken up and making the delicious oatmeal. We'll add in some brown sugar in a little bit. And then I'm cooking up a packet of bacon here that is going to crisp up nicely. And again, I know this might be crazy for some people, but I'm going to add some butter in here because if you look, I don't have a lot of grease coming out of my bacon. And when I don't get a lot of grease coming out of it, my bacon's not going to crisp up as nicely. I know this might sound insane, but if you've ever had bacon that was more chewy and not crispy, it's because your bacon cut didn't have a lot of fat in it, and therefore you had more of a meat cut than a fat cut, and so it doesn't end up as nice. And my kids really, really like their bacon crispy. So I add a little bit in. I mean, you don't actually end up eating this butter. It's just for frying it up because you take it all out, but it does give you a much better end product. And I like to make sure my kids eat the bacon I had. It's so funny how they can get crazy about their bacon being chewy. Give our oats a little stir. You can see it really thicken it up. And then we're letting in oatmeal, I will say, is a super easy thing that you can do with campfire cooking because you just need your little Dutch oven and it cooks up so well. Now let's finish cutting up our apples here. So I have 2 Granny Smith apples because I always love to have apples in my oatmeal, but my kids also just like to eat them plain. So I figured it goes really great with it. It'll be really simple, um, you know, easy breakfast here for it. But we're about to go on a couple of hikes today. We actually have 5 hikes planned today. We're going to visit some different national forests. We're going to do Ottawa National Forest, I'm a Chequamugan. I'm saying it wrong. And Nicollet National Forest. We're going to see some waterfalls, and then we're going to actually see Lake Superior. So the other day we were swimming in Lake Michigan, and now we get to go see Lake Superior. So I'm excited about that. Add another Great Lake to my little bucket list of visiting things. And then we'll be here just for one more day. We'll sleep here tonight, and then we'll wake up and we're going to explore this little town Hayward. They have like a little zoo, and I'm really excited for this, but it seems kind of cheesy, but it's a fishing or freshwater fishing hall of fame. So I'm kind of excited to see what they have here. So I'm going to leave some of my apples nice and big. And then I'm going to chop up some for us who want to put it in the oats because that's delicious. Now you could put them in and cook them with them. I would do a little bit of cinnamon with them if you had it, or you can just add them in fresh at the end. So it just depends how you want them, whether you want them soft and chewy or you want them to have a really kind of a crunch and a bite, like a little tartness to them. Just decides whether you put them in first or towards the end. There we go. So we'll do a little chop here. It always reminds me of like those Quaker, what is it, like apple cinnamon oatmeal package you can get. Okay, we've got our oats, or my apples cut up here. I will say Granny Smith apples are like the best for this because they have a nice little tart feeling. Okay, look at our oats are boiling here. This is how efficient this little propane stove is. I'm going to turn it down even more. Now for us, I like my oatmeal to be more like porridge. So porridge they're kind of synonymous with each other. They're the same thing. Essentially, it's just you cook one a little bit longer. So porridge is typically cooked longer. So it kind of makes them more of a mush. And that's how I like my oatmeal. But some people love just the plain things. I will say if you like the softer one, stick with like old fashioned. The steel cut oats, those can give you a more of a chewy oatmeal. They're a bit healthier for you. They have a bit more fiber in them, but this I think gives you just a better overall quality. My kids like this one better over the other ones. Okay, let's turn this guy up. But you see how we're getting it's coming through and it's getting nice and thick and creamy. We'll know that it is completely done when you have even less milk left in there. Those oats will just keep absorbing and absorbing. But this, I will say, is a perfect kind of day. I think it was like 58, maybe 60 degrees. It's probably up to 60 degrees right now. So it's a bit chilly. And it's like a Jamp Cool. So oatmeal is just going to be perfect to kind of have fill the kids' bellies. They're actually right now playing on the playgrounds back here. The KOA we're staying at has a huge playground. It's one of the most like fun KOAs we've been to. It has a giant water slide too, which is so random. But the kids, I'm like, oh, tomorrow, hopefully it's supposed to be a little bit warmer. And I think they have a heated pool. So they're definitely going to do that. It has like the kangaroo jump, all these little things. Their playground has like a pirate ship and a castle. It's pretty legit. Let me turn this down a little bit more. Get this guy up a little bit higher. There we go. Okay, let's add a little bit of our brown sugar into our oatmeal. Now, I'm going to add brown sugar as a sweetener base for it, but then my kids also like to either top it with maple syrup or really fake maple syrup, but that's what the kids like. Or, and then I'm going to put a couple marshmallows in to make it even better. Okay, let me get my scissors here. And we are going to eyeball. You can tell that they didn't completely mix this brown sugar. For most people who don't know, brown sugar is just regular white sugar with the like cane juices added back in or molasses added in. This one wasn't even fully mixed. Okay, we're going to add in, kind of to start with, it's just about a cup. So I'm going to eyeball what my cup is to mix it in there. I always add a little bit less, and then my kids can always put some more, sprinkle it on the top so that it can be as sweet as they like it. Here we go. This is looking perfect. Now our bacon is finally starting to crisp up. Here. Turn it up, see how it's going. I will say I didn't know if I was going to need another one of these or yet. This is day 4 of using the propane tank, and these are tiny ones, and it lasts. Last year it was I think maybe 9 or 10 day camping trip. We only went through I think 2 mini propane tanks for it, and that was cooking breakfast and dinner pretty much every single day using it. So they actually last a long while. I will say if you are like planning to get into like camping, getting a good camping stove is so nice because cooking over the fire, I love to do at dinner time, and there are some things to do, but this is perfect for breakfasts when you wake up. It's really easy to pretty much cook anything here. Look at this. Is doing great. Look how much it's thickened up, and it is getting just about perfect. I will say our bacon is always the thing that takes the longest. And then we'll throw in our sausages here in just a second. Turn it up a smidge. And now we're going to tuck in some marshmallows. This is the secret ingredient to campfire oats. And also, how cool is this? So nowadays they make square marshmallows, which are perfect for roasting s'mores. We roasted some s'mores the other night. Kids love them, but they sure do get sticky. We're going to add in. We're going to let them kind of sit and melt, and then we'll stir them in. And then I always, when I serve it to them, I'll put one right on top and it will like slowly ooze into it. I don't quite do as much as Mrs. Robinson did. That's what she would coat the whole layer. She'd just dump a whole bag over the top, and she made the best oats. I will tell you. Here we go. I'm gonna give these a good flip. We're starting to get that crisping up. Okay, let that sit, and then we're gonna kind of duck these in. And then we're going to let them kind of melt before we stir them up. And that will give you that kind of marshmallow, a little hint of marshmallow cream to it. But it will make it delicious. I'm going to get my sausages. This little pack has lasted me forever. My oldest daughter was telling me that she's like, these are the best sausages ever. And I'm like, I've been buying these for years. And she goes, well, they just taste better than when you fry them with the bacon. And I'm like, I always fry them with the bacon. But I think camping just makes food taste better. Okay, let's give these a flip. Okay, we're starting to get there. I can start to see that golden crisp coming out. Look at the marshmallows here. You see how they're like almost doubled in size? They're like expanding, they're poofing up, which will be nice. And when we move them in, they'll be nice and fluffy. Okay, I'm going to stir this around, and then I'm going to spoon in my sausages, and we'll let those kind of cook up alongside. Now, I buy the pre-cooked sausages because I think they cook up, they're just easier to transport. Here, and then they cook up really nicely and really quickly at the end. And one little bag holds a lot. I do need to make my little grocery trip today. We're probably going to do that when we're out between one of our hikes, because we're going to like drive like an hour, do a hike, drive an hour, and then I have like 5 hikes in this one little area. They're all really short, but they have a bunch of waterfalls and really pretty overlooks. And then we'll drive an hour and do a hike, and then we'll drive back. So we have like a little bit of driving into it, but if you really want to experience some of the national forests, you've got to kind of get a little drive in to get to all the really great places. And when I was trying to build our itinerary for the trip today, or like this week, I was like looking up at all the really cool places, and I'm just like, oh, I want to go there and I go there. And I guess I just never really either paid attention in geography class or realized how long Wisconsin is and how big it is. And maybe that's because we're from Tennessee and it's like, it's long this way, but it's squat that way. And so I was like, oh, it won't take us too long. It's actually pretty long. And it goes a lot there. Let's see, we're going to give our marshmallows a big stir, but do you see how they pretty much have just melted now? And you'll mix them in. And that's going to give you that just delicious. Now, you can pretty much add anything you want to this oatmeal if you wanted to. You could jazz it up and make it like a s'mores oatmeal and add graham cracker crumbs and break up some chocolate into it. We're going to have some apples to go with it. You could add raisins if you like the raisins or any type of things, nuts to pack it in there. So it really can be made into a bunch of different flavors. I will say it's very versatile. I'm going to turn my heat off, and we're just going to let it kind of sit in the kind of Dutch oven and cook and cool on its own. I'm going to give my bacon one more turn, and then we're going to be ready to pop it out because it is just about done. You can see it's got this nice kind of golden brown color to it, and it's starting to crisp up nicely. Let me turn my sausages here. You see how they're getting this nice golden edge? That's what my daughter was talking about. She was like, I love that little crispy edge you get on them. It's tender and moist in the inside, but then you've got that crunch on the outside. And that's just the frying them up in the bacon just gives it that little extra. Okay. Let's prep. Because when you take out your bacon, also to keep it to being nice and crispy, is you want to put it on paper towels to soak up that extra grease. That will prevent it from being soggy but being crispy. I packed with when we were knitting, I just packed 4 paper towel rolls. So we're down to our last 2. So we'll grab some more, but you definitely need them camping. That and little Clorox wipes are like a godsend. They help you keep your campsite as clean as possible. And I will say, get a little paper or like a little plastic vinyl camping cloth that you can wipe off. It's much easier to clean, but don't get the ones that just fit around the tables. Get ones with the clips, because not every campsite has the same size picnic table. And so you won't know whether you've gotten one if you have one that's too small for your tables, or too big. So I just do with the plain one. It's really easy to clean up too. And then you just get these little metal clips and it holds it on. Okay, let's take our sausages off here because our bacon is just about done. And again, the sausages are pre-cooked, so really you are just kind of heating them up, crisping them up, and warming them up, which is nice. You definitely need to have a good cooler when you're camping. We have a Yeti, and I will tell you, we put ice in it, and it lasts for about 24 to 36 hours before the ice is completely gone, which is really, really nice. Okay, I'm going to turn off my heat. I can always tell when my bacon is ready is when you get this white little foam coming out. That means it's like pretty much all of that moisture is gone. And this will give us a beautiful crispy bacon. And then we'll be ready to serve up our breakfast today. So I got to fill up to go out for our hikes. Okay. So let me grab a plate and we'll show you how we're going to serve it up. We've got our oatmeal right here. Give it one last stir. Do you see those beautiful marshmallows melting in? So we're going to scoop it up. Put a nice big scoop on there. Now we have our bacon and our sausages. So we'll do 2 sausage, a little pile of bacon, and then I love to put apples in my oats. I think that it's really delicious. And then I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of brown sugar over the top of them so that you'll have a little extra sweetness when you mix in. But this is just a perfect kind of campfire breakfast. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us here today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We try to do live cooking shows every single day, kind of show you what we're making for our family and hopefully teach you guys something along the way. Again, we do upload all of our videos to the link on our page, so if you ever want to recreate any of these recipes next time you go camping, you can just find the video, watch along, and cook along with me again. Again, we also have a link to our Amazon storefront. I have added a camping list that has all of our camping essentials in it, so you can also check that out. But again, thank you so much for joining us here today. Don't forget to like and subscribe.